Well, hello, Bigfoot enthusiasts. Scott here from Blue Mountain Bigfoot Research.
And Hannah from Squatch Underwear.
And get off your phone.
I'm trying.
Okay.
How do I do it on my phone here?
So, folks, I'm going to have to do some little switchy here.
Oh, sorry.
Good. Okay. Our internet situation just messed up, and my fancy program where we did the switching and stuff,
we don't have it tonight.
We don't have it tonight. And I'll tell you why. Because Holy Toledo.
We are coming at you live from Perrysburg, Ohio, which is a southern suburb of
Toledo, Ohio. Yes, it's been crazy this last week. As you know, we left Oregon on Monday.
And, the 11th.
Yeah, the 11th. And we're driving across the country to get to Maine. I can talk.
Okay.
That's funny. Anyway, no, we can get to Maine, and we're going to spend the summer there and do some squatching and do some camping and do some camp hosting also as we get through this craziness. But if you see, we're not in our normal spot, and that's because we are
in our trailer,
right,
parked at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, we're at a Cracker Barrel parking lot right now.
In a spot where we can't put our slides out because we're too tippy.
Yeah, well, not just because we're tippy. It's just because, we're not supposed to do it in a parking lot. So our slides are in. We can't get to our normal spot because with our slides in, you can't get to our kitchen. And also, we're not plugged in or anything. So we're running actually off our battery power. So if we suddenly just that's because
we lost all of our battery power.
We lost all battery power, but we should be okay through this thing. So
we're having a great time roughing it across the country.
Yes, we are. And hello, Craig.
We have it, and I can't necessarily see everybody that's on here tonight. So there's Craig. Yeah, I think we do have it better than the pioneers did.
Yeah, we barely. Oh, let me tell you. Through Wyoming and Nebraska, it was like 25 to 30 mile an hour winds the whole time. We did have one good day of driving.
Yesterday or no, 2 days ago.
2 days ago through the last half of Nebraska was fine. Then this morning, where did we stay last night?
We stayed at the Wooden Wheel Winery in Kyoto, Iowa. Best rainstorm ever.
Yeah, which we've been driving in all day.
Yeah, so it just never stopped.
We actually just barely got here. That's why we're a little bit late.
I had nothing on this rainstorm.
Yeah. So we drove all day, and and then the roads in Illinois and Indiana are just crud. Let me tell you, it was like, and so everything in our camper got shook about and jumbled. I have not opened any of the cabinets yet, and I'm not going to.
No. I tell you what, in my humble opinion, if I ever saw a sign in Ohio or Indiana on the highway that said your tax dollars at work, I'd have a real problem with it.
Yeah, I would.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible. We went through the southern end of Chicago, basically.
Oh, it was like from one patch to another patch to another. I mean, their whole freeway system is just patch after patch after patch.
It's horrible.
Now, Nebraska, on the other hand, they've got the best freeways I've ever driven on.
Yeah, and in Ohio, I can't even talk now. Ohio. In Ohio, it was not too bad today. So I'm about to fall asleep in my comfy chair here. But anyway.
So we may have a short show tonight.
So yeah, we may not. So hey, Johnny, good evening.
Hi, Johnny.
So Hannah doesn't have her laptop, because I literally can't find the charger for mine. So I stole the charger off hers because we have the same laptop. And so that's plugged into our inverter, charging my computer off the batteries. And hers is dead. So
yeah, we're just.
So she's using her phone to chat with you guys tonight, which is fine.
We pulled in here at about 6:15 Eastern time. Had just enough time to order dinner and eat it before we went on. So
Yeah.
we're just kind of woo. And right after this, we are going to bed.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be asleep before the show ends. Just saying.
So if you've been keeping up on our other channel, the Paddy Wagon channel, Hannah's been posting, and I'm so proud of her. She's been filming these and editing them on her phone while we're driving and posting them every day. So you can kind of keep up where we're at. Of course, it's going to be 2 days behind where we actually are.
So basically how this happened is I was taking footage and I figured he could edit into like some kind of intelligent video documentary. And I realized that was never going to happen because I've given him tons of footage. It never seems to get there because he's busy doing other things. So I said, well, I'm just going to find an app on my phone and do it myself. And that's what I did.
So, yeah, if you want to keep up with us, if you go to, she posts it on...
it's on Squatching on Facebook. You can find it on Squatching with Hannah, Squatch Oregon, Blue Mountain Bigfoot Research, and my personal page, Hannah Burko Violette. If you have not friended me on Facebook, you need to do that. Hannah Burko Violette. That's BERKO. And you can find my link to the Paddy Wagon YouTube channel.
Yeah, so if you want to kind of follow our trip as we go across, but like I said, it's going to be 2 days behind us all the time. So you'll see the Toledo, Ohio stuff day after tomorrow. In a couple days. So, so in a couple days, we actually should be in Maine by then. And I am so looking forward to doing the 3 months in Maine. I've got a friend there that has been texting me and keeping up with some local Bigfoot stuff there. And we're going to be going out and doing some Bigfooting and following up on some stuff. And another thing I want to say is I'm really sorry that the past 2 weeks I haven't got my Footprint Friday videos up, but the next one you get is going to be awesome.
Please extend us some grace while we travel.
Yeah, because we're traveling and I don't have time to do it. But I actually have some bones I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to leave it at that. And it's very interesting and something that caught my eye. And like I said, one of you guys sent it to me from California. So that's going to be fun. That'll probably be next Friday. I should have time to get that done. What's today? Sunday. Yeah, by next Friday I should be able to have that video up for you guys, and it'll be great.
John Gregory, hi. I don't think I know which one you are, but it's great to see you on here. John Gregory says he's in Toledo right now.
That's awesome.
So
we're actually not in Toledo proper. We're in,
I think it's Perrysbrook.
Perrysbrook. So that's where we're at.
At the Cracker Barrel. Please don't come visit us. We're really tired and we probably smell.
Yeah. Like I said, we've been on the road for a week.
And showers have been limited.
And showers have been very limited because of one of the COVID rant coming. Are you ready for this COVID rant? All right.
Perrysburg.
Perrysburg. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Perrysburg, Cracker Barrel, but yeah, come visit us.
But anyway, I wanted to rant a little bit, if you give me permission for a second.
Remember, we are not politically correct.
Yes, absolutely not politically correct. Is what's really interesting to me as we traveled across the country. Different states have different rules. And it's very interesting. In South Dakota, they didn't lock down anything.
They told their people, be smart.
Yeah, they just told their public to be smart. And guess what? They ended up in South Dakota with 13. I think it was 13 deaths. And they didn't lock down anything, didn't make anybody wear masks. Nope. And you guys know I've been ranting about the mask thing because with my medical background, I wanted to tell you guys wearing the mask actually causes more problems than not wearing the mask.
Why don't you go into those problems? Other than the normal people are taking them off and touching them. And I just saw an RN post today how people don't know how to use masks
you don't
correctly.
know you don't know how to put them on. A lot of people don't know, not you, I know. A lot of people don't know how to put them on, take them off.
You don't take them down and take a puff of your cigarette.
Yeah,
and
you don't pull them down. We saw a guy in the store the other day pull one up, pick his nose, put it down. So everything he touched just went up his nose. But another thing is, if you're using like a cloth one, like a handkerchief or something like that, like the cloth handkerchiefs, they stop 86% of biological material. Bacteria cells. Only 86% of the bacteria cells. The COVID-19 virus is 50% smaller than a cell. So basically, they're useless.
And this thing we always say, well, we wear masks to protect other people. It's like, it doesn't work. If it's not going to protect you coming in, it's not going to protect others going out.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the logic?
And this stuff is not, it's not airborne transmittable. That's another thing too. It's touch transmittable. So,
droplets.
So unless you sneeze directly in somebody's face, they're not going to get it. So the 6 feet away thing, you're good. But not just that. But here's my real rant.
Okay, that was the fake rant.
Here's the real rant. We belong to this thing called 1,000 Trails, and if I was able to use my editing program, I would have put up their logo and stuff. But 1,000 Trails is a national campground. I don't know what to call it. They're private campgrounds.
They're like a franchise.
And you buy a membership for a stupid amount of money. And
$5,800 was our price.
Yeah.
It's a different price for every person. That's a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, it's a stupid amount of money, but you literally can stay at 190 campgrounds all over the United States and for free for the rest of your life, which is kind of cool. And it really does pay for itself after a while. And as you guys know, Hannah and I live full-time in this RV, and we use them as basically our home. And when we're squatching somewhere, we'll park this at one of the 1,000 Trail campground. We'll use it as a base camp. We have camping gear and backpacking gear that we go out in deep woods for a week or two, and then we'll come back to our base camp.
He does.
He does. Then we'll come back to the base camp.
I'm more of a glamper.
Yeah.
Hence squatching with Hannah.
Yeah, and then we'll hook up the trailer and move it to the next area. And so, but due to this virus stuff, the people who run 1,000 Trails are totally confused. They have locked down their campgrounds, and if you're in the campground, you can stay. If you're not in the campground, you can't come in.
And they can't seem to make up their minds from state to state or from day to day when it's okay, because earlier when we left,
we had 2 reservations.
2 reservations that were confirmed. The day we left, the day after we left, you are good to go. We're opening up. Come on down. And that was at Brennan Beach, New York, and Moody Beach, Maine. And so we said, okay. And we changed our trip because originally they had said, no, we're going to be closed. You can't come. So we'd arranged our trip to Maine one way so that we could manage.
Yeah.
And then they called us and said, nope, we're opening. You're good to go. Come on in.
And this is while this is after we got on the road.
Yes, this is after we're on the road. Great. Hey, they opened up. We can go. Yay. People are starting to come to their right minds. Well, not so much, because the very next day after we after he reworked our trip, then they called back and said, oh, no, we got to cancel that because we're closed after all. And so,
yeah.
Ugh.
So I'm like, okay, fine. So I started looking up campgrounds, other private campgrounds, because Thousand Trails is a private campground. And lo and behold, the one in New York has a campground literally across the street that's open, that we could have went to. We decided not to spend the money on it, and we're just going to lot dock it. And we've been staying at wineries that you can stay at for free, and
breweries and distilleries, and I like him.
Yeah, we've collected a lot of alcohol on the way here, but anyway, we
collected, not necessarily drunk.
Yeah, just collected. So when we get to Maine, if anybody's in Maine, partay. But no, we're going to, but we're staying in like a Cracker Barrel. We're going to do the Walmart parking lot things, probably from the next 2 nights. But literally, the one in New York is next door to a campground that's open, and they won't let us in. They called us one day and said we could. Called us the next day, said we couldn't. And secondly, the one in Maine, we were going to stay at overnight to get to the other campground
where we're camp hosting all summer.
We're going to be camp hosting in an open campground just 100 miles away from the one in Maine that won't let us in. So it's so weird. But anyway,
and it's not are they open or closed? That's not the big issue. It's the inconsistency and no one knowing what they're doing.
Exactly. It's like
that's what I mean.
Because we got reservation. We're driving across the country. We're expecting to be able to stay there, and then one day we can, the next day we can't, and the next day we can, then the next day we can't.
And that's not really something I want to funnel a monthly payment towards.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just crazy. Oh, and since that last time they canceled us, we actually called the campground itself
rather than the corporate
office, ask them what's going on. And literally the girl on the phone, every question we asked, her answer was, well, I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that. I can't.
Someone's getting ready to be in public office.
Yeah. So we tried to call the corporate office. We've tried to call them for 3 days. Their 800 number is. We were on hold. We literally turned the phone on, put it on hold, set it on the console, and drive with it, playing that stupid song over and over and over. And we drove for 3 hours?
Actually, I was on hold for 57 minutes before I gave up listening to the first 16 measures of a Mozart sonata. A Mozart sonata that I love dearly and can play myself, but not the same first 16 measures for 57 minutes. Thank you. No. Craig wants to know if the governor of Maine has opened anything up yet. And I want to say, well, we've been in contact with this campground in northern Maine, not quite in Canada.
Right.
And they're planning some big stuff for Memorial Day weekend, which is why we're hauling backside to get there.
Yeah, because we originally hadn't planned to get there until like the 23rd, and he called us like yesterday, wasn't it?
He said, "Hey, when are you guys going to get here?
We need you here." And I'm like, "Oh, crud!" So we added an extra like 250 miles today. So
I think where Maine is in all this is that residents in Maine are more open. We are coming from the outside, but we are coming to work.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're considered tourists. So anyway.
No, actually, we're going there for a job.
We're actually considered, he said, if you have any problem, just remind them that you're essential workers. So we've become essential workers. I'm not asking any questions.
So that's what we're doing. But we're just getting crazed driving across the country and seeing the whole dichotomy between each state we go through. It's hilarious. Um,
It's not hilarious. It's kind of ridiculous. Hey, Garrett,
but
we're going to be in Pennsylvania by tomorrow night, FYI.
yeah, so actually we're in Toledo and we'll be driving through New York tomorrow.
Are you sure? No, we're getting to Pennsylvania, then we go to New York.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway.
I think there's one place where we go back and forth a couple times. But anyway, so, but I'm just, the whole dichotomy between, like in Nebraska, everything was cool. In Iowa, everything was cool. In Indiana
and Illinois,
it was crazy.
And Illinois was worse.
Oh my gosh. Illinois was, every few feet on the freeway, they have these big things of stay home.
Anyway, we're going to get off onto political stuff.
Yeah, let's just stop. Let's go on to Bigfoot. That's what we're here for.
We have not seen Bigfoot on this trip. Sorry. Hasn't happened.
We saw one in somebody's yard in Idaho, but it was a cutout. That was fun.
I was on the way to teach me how to use my new toy.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew toy. Wisconsin State Supreme Court ruled that the governor's stay-at-home order was unconstitutional. Yes, yes. Oh, finally.
I know in Oregon, when we left Oregon, our county, Baker County, Oregon, had sued Kate Brown. Also,
Governor Kate.
Governor Kate or Governor Pelosi II, actually.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, she. They're in court now with that, but anywho,
I just wonder if anyone's
all this stuff I've been.
Oh, let's see.
What?
After all the stuff I've been watching about Bigfoot and 411 this winter, I thought I would be scared to death to go into the hills, but I haven't thought of any of it while I was out. No, Bigfoot. Oh, for Pete's sake. See, here's the thing. Bigfoot generally is not aggressive. They don't want contact. They're not predatory towards us unless they feel threatened.
Oh, that and well, I've got a theory on that. There probably are.
Well, if they're adolescent males.
And
adolescent males are generally predatory in any species.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, if you read the Missing 411 books, that kind of gets you a little shaky at times. I know my partner Pete, he read them and he's like, oh, I don't know if I want to go back in the woods now. But I can put it this way. I spend a stupid amount of time in the woods. Over the past few years, I've probably spent about 100 days a year or more in the woods, and a lot of times I'm hammock camping at that time. Most of the time, unless we're together and we're tent camping.
No, we've hammock camped together one whole night.
Well, yeah, she did hammock camping one night, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be okay. I would be more worried about bears, mountain lions a little bit, than I would be about Bigfoot. And normally bears will run away from you too, unless they're cornered or threatened.
Or you have a picnic basket.
Yeah, or they're just particularly hungry.
Speaking of picnic baskets, guess where we passed today?
Oh, we passed Jellystone Park today. That was awesome.
Yes, unfortunately, it's a Thousand Trails campground that was closed down tight.
Yeah, won't let you in.
But it's on my bucket list to stay out in the future.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to going out and spending some time in the woods in Maine, and hopefully we might even sneak into Canada a little bit.
Good for you, Craig. I have a pew pew toy to protect me from crazies out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot wolves. Wolves could be another problem. And that's something, growing up in Oregon in the woods. how many long years ago? That was like in
You're-
the 70s, in the 60s and 70s, we didn't have a problem with wolves because there were none. But now there is wolves everywhere. In the past 3 years in Oregon, I have got trail camera shots of wolves every year. So that's something to keep an eye out for.
What? Did I miss something?
I can't believe she got voted. Oh, I can't. They're talking about Kate Brown. I can't believe she got voted in. It is the blue cities that run the whole state in Oregon. By the way, that's Portland, Salem, Eugene, and
the Willamette Valley.
The Willamette Valley
and Eugene.
Yeah, and for those of us who live on the other side of the state, where we only have 1,000 people in our we got what 10,000 in our county. You know, there's that many in a block in Portland, so yeah, we don't get to vote.
Okay.
So, anywho, what was I talking about now?
I don't know.
Oh, it's talking about squatching in Maine. If anybody's got any Maine stories, please let me know out there, because we'd love to collect those. We'd love to get with anybody who has any witness in anybody who has witnessed anything in Maine, and we'd like to go out with you and go to the location with you and talk with you, get your story, and we can put it on
film.
We can put you on our YouTube channel, and
you could be internet famous.
Yeah, we can make you internet famous. Yeah, not really, but anyway.
Yes, really. Come on.
Okay.
Let's be positive.
Yeah, which is stuff I wanted to do in Oregon this year, but in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, and maybe Northern California if I wanted to go that far, but things didn't work out this year because of the whole craziness. Yeah, I was scheduled to speak at like 5 or 6 Bigfoot.
The very last Bigfoot festival we were booked at finally canceled.
Yeah.
And they took a long time to do it. It was actually the first one we were booked at after ours. But
yeah, it was actually, it's kind of funny. The one that was in August canceled first. And then the one that was just a couple weeks from now, about a month from now.
Yep.
He kept hanging on like, I'm going to open, I'm going to do it. And then finally
the state
shut him down. So, and which is kind of interesting because this was a Bigfoot festival run by a guy who's a state park ranger, and it's actually run by the state. It's actually, it was called the Great State of Bigfoot at a state park in Wolf Creek?
Wolf Creek.
Yeah, Wolf Creek, Oregon. And it was actually run by the state, and which is kind of interesting to have an actual state agency running a Bigfoot festival, which is really cool. And I was the guest speaker there, but then they just recently canceled. So all our plans and our squatching plans got just thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Plus, with all the state parks, the county parks, the Forest Service lands all closed in Oregon and Washington right now.
Well, basically,
go in the woods.
That's why we're going to Maine, because it's giving us a free place to camp while we transit. I'm keeping track of them.
Okay.
And I'm responding. Don't worry.
During Wolf. Oh,
yeah, okay.
Somebody just went there on the BLM land. That's the one thing. BLM land is still open. We have camped on our way here in a couple of BLM spots this year, which is another thing we do if we got a chance and we can just pull off the road not too far off our main, passageway. Like we were in Idaho and we stopped at American Falls?
American Falls.
American Falls, and went off onto some BLM land and spent the night, and it was beautiful. I mean, we backed right up to the Snake River.
It was gorgeous.
It was out our back window, and
you can see it in my very first video. Yeah. Hey, welcome, Danny. Glad you could make it.
Oh, hi, Dan.
Yeah. Anyway, you completely interrupted me. I have no idea what I was talking about now.
So anyway, yeah.
This happens all trip long, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny, I know the new time is a little more challenging for West Coast people, but for East Coast people, asking them to pop on at 11 p.m. just wasn't.
Yeah. So that's why we changed it to 5 o'clock. And
so we have a lot of East Coasters that like to
so
tune
we're
in.
gonna, and plus we're for the next 3 months we're gonna be East Coasters. So
Yeah,
actually we're sitting in the
we're in the Eastern time zone right now. Yep.
So for us it's 8 something.
It's 8:37.
8:37.
Gosh, we have sat here for 37 minutes and ranted about
nothing.
Everything. Anyway.
So anyway, in fact, if you missed it earlier, Danny, we were talking about we give a hint about them bones. So
yes,
next Friday, I tried to get it out before the Friday before we left. I shot a bunch of stuff. Got the preliminary editing done on it, but then we had to take off, and it's just been crazy.
Danny wants to know about 6, which would be 9 Eastern time. Tell him what happens to me at 9 o'clock.
She turns into a pumpkin at 9.
Yeah, I just shut down. Can't do it.
We're actually early rising people for some reason. We're always up at 5:30 in the morning. And I always have been. I guess that harkens back to my military days, I guess.
Actually, when I'm really on a roll, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. And yeah, the traveling has gotten us off, and we keep losing hours. And
yeah, we've lost.
But as soon as we get reestablished over here in this time zone, it's going to be 4:35 in the morning, and then by 8 o'clock, it's like, oh, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah. So give us a few weeks to get acclimated to the new time zone.
You do not want to see me after 9 o'clock at night, though. It's pretty ugly.
Oh, Danny said he wasn't expecting anything out of them bones, but you just wait, Danny. You just wait. I got a surprise for everyone.
We got you.
We got you. Yeah, it's going to be cool. So, yeah, I've been doing some anthropology on those. Straight up anthropology. My favorite thing in the world.
My body's already starting to get used to it. Okay.
So
traveling is exhausting.
It is. Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I keep yawning too because we did pretty close to 500 miles today in a torrential rainstorm all freaking day.
In fact, right in front of us, like maybe 2 car lengths ahead of us.
I need to check my drive cam.
Yeah, you
to
might
see
have
if that caught that.
It's like 2 car lengths ahead of us in our lane. A little car, like a little Honda or some stupid car.
Yeah, we were
like
driving
a 12-year-old was driving.
Yeah, we were driving I was going like 65. The speed limit was 70, but pulling this 10,000-pound trailer, I usually drive about 65 or so because it's kind of hard to stop. Or slower. But
in the rain he was going about 55.
Yeah, it was raining. I mean, it was raining hard enough. I had my windshield wipers on high, and you know how you can't keep up. And this guy buzzes by me. I mean, he must have been doing 75, maybe 80 in this little black car, just water flying everywhere. And then he got about maybe a quarter of a mile in front of us, and then I saw his taillights, then I saw his headlights, then I saw his taillights, and I hauled my hand and like, oh my gosh!
Then he was in the ditch.
He's just doing this in front of me on the highway, and then he went off into the ditch and just kept spinning. He didn't flip over or anything. He just kind of spun his way down into the ditch. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Idiot.
But there was a cop actually right behind us, so he pulled right over. So we didn't have to call or stop. I didn't even stop. I was going to get out in that rainstorm.
Oh, Craig, we must have molecules strewn all across the country. No, because you know what? We social distance. Anyway,
yeah,
I saw the best shirt of my life. It said, I used to be a people person until people ruined it. Yeah, that's kind of where we are.
Yeah. basically for us, we while we're traveling,
we're pretty self. I mean,
well, I meant we have our house with us, so we're not staying in hotel rooms. We don't eat at restaurants. Well, we did tonight, but
well, sort of.
Sort of. But what we did is ordered online, and they set it outside, and we picked it up.
Yeah.
But we basically we're self-contained. We have our own food, our own water, all that stuff. In fact, we haven't went grocery shopping since we left because we don't have to. We have enough food stored in here for a month. So
Craig wants to know if we
just
left those people in the car laying on the road. They weren't on the road. The car was in the ditch.
The car was in
and
the ditch.
It was fine.
It was fine. They
was,
were fine. The airbags didn't go off even or anything.
Yeah.
He just basically spun down in the ditch and came to a stop. I mean,
yeah.
And like I said, there was a
cop
right behind me who pulled over just as soon as he saw that happen. So we
Yeah.
didn't leave him there. Don't worry.
Nor could we have stopped because if you've ever, was it 90? We were on I-90.
I-90, yeah.
I-90. There's no place to pull over.
Well, it's a freeway, but like I said,
so,
it was raining really hard, and we got this 10,000-pound rig, and there was other cars behind me, and I didn't want to cause another accident. So normally I would have, but there was a cop right behind me. That
Craig was making a joke about the molecules.
Oh, okay.
You see, so this is probably why I get in so much trouble is because I use a lot of joking and sarcasm in emails, and people don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and I hate it because I tell people, if you just have to, when you read what I write, just imagine me talking, and you'll know whether I'm serious or not because I write like I talk. But anyway, sorry. Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, that's funny.
Okay.
So, any Bigfoot questions tonight? Anyone?
It would be great if we actually spend an episode talking about Bigfoot.
Oh, it would be crazy, wouldn't it? It's kind of crazy that we haven't been able to get in the woods. We got literally freaking nothing to talk about.
I tell you what, though. How many new people have subscribed to your website and have every town we go to?
Every time we stop at a gas station, there'll be people.
4 or 5 new people.
4 or 5 new people will follow us, which is great because we got the logos on the truck, and every time we stop, it's kind of funny. We'll see people, gassing up, and they'll sneak their phone out and act like they're not taking a picture of the truck. Or act like, hey, I'm just texting somebody. Okay, so but anyway, so it's kind of fun. There's some people have stopped us and actually told us stories. 6 feet away across from the gas pumps, and which is great because I've got a recording app on my phone, and I'll just hit record on my phone and listen to them tell me the story. That way I've got their words.
Garrett has a question. You guys are sleepy around 9. It's because we have day jobs too. But,
yeah.
What is a Sasquatch sleep schedule like? Do they even have normal or known sleeping patterns?
Okay, some people think they're nocturnal.